What is up? What is cracking, collective? It's your girl Ash, aka Goddess Goals, in the building. I'm busy back, baby. Now this is my third time trying to record this, and I'm a little frustrated, right? I'm just a little bit frustrated because I'm like, why is this not working correctly? Or I'm steady getting disturbed, or just something like that. And this time I'm gonna kind of be talking about the Bible. Okay, now I feel like somebody in your energy may be frustrated as well. Frustrated because some type of instructions that was given, or it's some type of instructions here that somebody doesn't like, that they have received certain instructions, or that you have received certain instructions. So I hope y'all understanding what I mean. So it's somebody here that may be upset because you get instructions, or they have been instructed something, instructed to maybe let something go, instructed that they can't win something, instructed that, you will not fail no matter what. It's something here that is a challenge for somebody else that they have been instructed to do because you have been instructed to do something. So it's like what you have been instructed to do is kind of stopping them from carrying out what they want to carry out, or do what they want to do. And it may not even be like that. It may be just something that is meant to be. And the reason why I say that is because I'm still learning about the Bible, and I asked God to turn me to a chapter where I need to learn, where I need to start off at, So I'm really starting off in First Kings. I'm learning. And in First Kings, what I learned is that this is the end of King David's life. And if you know anything about, what I'm saying, David, he had obstacles as well just to become king. So as he had obstacles, the person that is gonna take his throne, his higher hair, right, had obstacles as well, which is King Solomon. Okay, so King Solomon was King David's son that had took the throne. And of course we know King Solomon because he was the one that had asked God for wisdom, right? Now, what I didn't know is that King David had an older son named Adonijah. And Adonijah was the oldest, but Adonijah felt like he was supposed to get the throne. He was supposed to get the crown. Everything was supposed to be passed down to him. You know what I mean? Because that's how it went. But God had already instructed King David before he passed away that no, I want Solomon, your son Solomon, to be king. I am instructing you to make Solomon the king, the next king. And Solomon is going to build up Jerusalem, right? He's going to build it. He's going to build a palace. He's going to build this monarch, okay? This temple, all right? That basically God told David to tell him that he has to build. All right, so I hope I'm not getting y'all lost right now. But all right, so as you know, that Adonijah is the oldest, but Adonijah knows that the crown, the throne was supposed to go to him. And as King David is dying, as he is passing away, like any day now, right? He is learning that he cannot keep warm, no matter how many clothes they put on him, no matter how many blankets they put on him. He just simply can't keep warm because of poor circulation right now in his body. So he knows that, he's about to pass. So as it's going around, and people know that, oh man, King David is about to pass away any day now, his oldest son, Adonijah, starts to prepare and starts to basically sacrifice cattle, sacrifice different things just to prepare himself. You know, he had got 50 men, he got horsemen, he got all these different things, and he had a feast, and he's gathering his main men that want to be in charge with him, or that were going to be in charge with him. So he's like preparing, for his father's death, and also for him to take the throne. So this gets around town like, oh man, Adonijah, he's ready to take the throne, but we thought that God specifically instructed King David that his son Solomon would become the next king. So his mother, Bathsheba, had actually went to King David and had asked him before he passed away, like, hey, what's going on? Because we thought that Solomon was supposed to be the king, but Adonijah is already celebrating. Adonijah is living it up over there. Adonijah is partying. So, he's letting people know that he's about to become the next king. Now, I know I didn't bring this up, but a servant named Abisheba, yeah, I believe, was taking care of King David until he passed away. She was just there as a body to keep him warm. Okay. I know I'm just squeezing her in there, but she plays an important role in the story. Okay. So, yeah. Now King David goes and tells the prophet Nathan, like, no, you need to gather Solomon, gather this person, gather that person, and tell them to go to this place and y'all celebrate and y'all do what y'all gotta do to make the ceremony, and know that I said that Solomon is to become the next king. So that's what they do. Okay. So, and they like blow horns, and imagine all the way on the other side of town, his brother Adonijah is like, man, what's going on? What is all this ruckus? What is all this commotion going on? Because only commotion should be going on is the celebration of me becoming king. So someone comes to tell Adonijah, like, no, I'm sorry to tell you, but your father is anointing Solomon as king. He's not anointing you as king. Even though you're the oldest, this is not what is happening. That he's going to anoint Solomon like God had told him to. So Adonijah was like, okay, well, let me go over there and congratulate, my brother Solomon. And Adonijah even kind of thought that Solomon would kill him. And Solomon told him, like, no, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to touch a hair on your head. As long as you prove yourself to be a worthy man. As long as you don't give me no problems. As long as you don't try to take my throne. And, do me any harm or do anybody any harm. No, I won't touch you. I won't hurt you. But if you find yourself wicked, you shall die. So Solomon had already told him, like, no, if you come over here with some BS, if you come over here and try to set me up, if you come over here and try to play with me at any point in time and show that you are a deceiver in any type of way or trying to deceive me, that you will die. So that was deep. All right. So I'm really feeling like for y'all is that y'all may be kind of dealing with the same situation. And what's crazy is that it may not be, right, a family member. It may be an individual. It may be a friend. It may be even a parent. It may be a coworker. But somebody here has had some type of instructions. And maybe they even know or knew the instructions from the start. And maybe they even saw the instructions, like a role that you're supposed to play. And they like, man, I don't want the collective to have this role. I want somebody else to have this role. Or I want this role. I deserve this role. I deserve this. And I don't care what anybody has to say. I'm willing to switch things around. I'm willing to do what I gotta do. I'm willing to deceive people. I'm willing to change things up. I'm willing to claim this position before somebody else claims this position, or before the person that really actually does supposed to claim this position claims this position, right? And y'all might be going through that right now. When both people know the instructions, it's like what is going on, or what's supposed to happen, but you're steady trying to force it to become something different. So somebody in your life might be just trying to force you to become something that you're really not supposed to become, or trying not to give you something that you know that you're supposed to have, or trying to stop you from being something that you know you're supposed to be. It's just your rightful place. Or have you ever been in a competition where somebody is cheating to win this competition, but they know the whole time that you deserve to win? Like, no, that person deserves it. That person has the skill sets for it, or that God told you that this goes to this person. That belongs to this person. That this is meant for this person. You know what I mean? It's kind of like an actual competition. And finally, because somebody else speaks up, finally, because somebody else takes up for Solomon, or asks King David, like, man, what's really going on? Maybe we really need to recheck this, re-ask this, reevaluate this, to only find out, like, no, I said what I said. God said what he said, and he meant what he meant. So whatever is meant for you will not pass you. So that's what I'm learning. What is meant for you will not pass you. It will be maybe somebody that's in your life right now that don't want you to have something, or don't want the instructions to be the actual instructions for you. But what is meant for you will be meant for you, and it will not pass you. And it will be somebody that comes in and be like, no, this is the right thing to do. Or no, this is the right results. No, this is the right person that this is supposed to happen to. Somebody really wanted y'all to fail, or really felt like that they can do something better than you, or just simply doesn't like that it's you. All right. And they may even wanted you to reconsider yourself. Like, can y'all imagine how Solomon felt when he heard that Adonijah was celebrating that he was becoming on the throne? I know he was like, man, what about me? And what's crazy is, when I'm reading in the Bible, is that Solomon was a servant to King David. I really don't understand what that means. But I mean, like, back in the day, you had a son was recognized for this, a son was recognized for that, but Solomon was the servant to King David as a son. So I'm thinking that he was serving King David. He followed King David's rules. So you can imagine how he felt when, he's like, man, my dad didn't keep the promise that he had for me. So y'all might be going through things right now, or thinking like, man, God, you didn't keep the promises that you had for me. But I can promise you that somebody that I'm talking to right now, that things is going to work out. Things is going to turn around in your favor. And the reason why it's going to turn around in your favor is because it's rightfully your favor. It rightfully belongs to you. It may have even been somebody that's, trying to convince somebody else, like, nah, this shouldn't go to this person. Or they just simply felt like that themselves. Like, man, I just feel like this shouldn't go to this person. I feel like this person shouldn't have this. They shouldn't have these manifestations. They shouldn't have what's gonna come to them. Or they even felt like you couldn't handle it. Maybe because you're a nice person, because you're quiet. You know, some of y'all that I'm talking to. And when you're quiet or when you're nice, maybe sometimes people feel like they can run over you. You know? Have y'all ever met somebody where they're quiet, they're nice, you know, they are innocent, and other people feel like, man, I can just run over you. I can talk to you any type of way. I can treat you any type of way because you're nice. I can push over you because you're nice. I can take what God said that, you know, He had for you away because you're just nice. So, like I said, I do feel like those that I'm talking to is that maybe the solution that is happening or that has happened in this situation is that you kept on showing up. And I feel like Solomon kept showing up. Solomon was bright, right? Solomon was the king that was supposed to get on the throne. No matter even if, you know, others may have felt like he shouldn't have. But God had already ordained it for him. God had already told him. God had already communicated with his father about it. And I feel like y'all are maybe in that same situation where somebody that's going to communicate something that is not being fairly done to you. And they're going to communicate it into a way where it's like, yo, you can't get away from this. You can't get away that this person don't deserve this. You can't get away and say, you know, this person didn't put in the work for this. Or you can't get away and say that this doesn't belong to this person. You can't get away. Even if you feel like you can run over this person, I'm not going to allow you to run over this person because I know, I see it in black and white, what it's supposed to be, what it should be, what it rightfully is. So right now or in the past, maybe some of y'all, some people that was y'all adversities or adversars, maybe was celebrating, turning up, thinking that they got one over on you. And it's nothing wrong with them celebrating or whatever the case may be, because we wish them well, even when they are not wishing you well. But I feel like God is telling me right now with what I'm learning here in Kings chapters 1, 2, 3 is that what's meant to be will be. And I feel like y'all don't even want to hurt nobody, right? Solomon like, look, bro, I don't even want to hurt you. I'm not even on that with you. But if you try to come for me again and what I supposed to have, you shall die. And of course, we ain't talking about anybody gonna do anything to anybody. But it may be repercussions for somebody steady coming on to you. I had saw a video yesterday, like they got one more time from a young lady that I watch. And it kind of resonates with that. It's kind of like Solomon told Adonijah, like, look, Adonijah, you got one more time. And if you show me that you are not worthy and that you show me that you are wicked, you shall die. So a little fast forward, right, to just get the thing all done. Adonijah ends up dying. And the reason why Adonijah ends up dying is because Adonijah comes to Bathsheba. Bathsheba is Solomon's mother. He comes to Bathsheba and he asks Bathsheba, he tells her, like, you know, I already rightfully supposed to be on the throne. Can you just ask King Solomon, can I have one request? Only want one request. Can he do one thing for me? And that one thing is that I would like to marry Abishag. Now remember who he said Abishag was. Abishag was the woman that took care of King David until he passed away, was just there to hug him and cuddle him to keep him warm. And Bathsheba went and told King Solomon this of his brother's request. And King Solomon got upset. King Solomon was mad. You know, he didn't like that. He like, why would he ask me that? Why would he do that? He already has went out his way to try to embarrass me with saying that he's the heir to the throne and it's rightfully his. And he's steady trying to do things that says that he's supposed to be king. Because back in the day when you or you are with somebody that was a special person to the king, or a wife to the king, or a concubine to the king, it looked like, all right, you were some type of royalty, or you were something like a big shot. So King Solomon didn't like that. King Solomon just felt like, look, Adonijah, you keep on messing with me. You keep on trying to initiate that this throne is supposed to be yours. And if I keep on being bothered with you, if I keep on letting you slide, that is going to be trouble for me. I can already see it. So it's also a message to you guys that maybe now or in the past or in the future that you may have to cut somebody off because they are steady going to keep on making problems for you. I was finna say empty promises to you as well. So you might be dealing with people that's going to give you empty promises. And you might be dealing with people that's going to give you problems. So you might have to listen to your intuition right now. Like, look, you know, I know that this person is going to give me problems because I know what they wanted to take from me. I know that they felt like I didn't deserve this. This can be a friend that you're seeing, right? Like, man, I just know this friend just don't really like me. Even though they acting like they support me, but I feel like they don't really like me. Man, I know this coworker smiling in my face, but I just feel like deep down there's something telling me that they don't really like me, that I should cut somebody off. And I can guarantee y'all when my mind be like, cut them off, and I try to give a person the benefit of the doubt, I end up regretting it. I end up being right the whole time. Like, man, I knew the whole time that this person was going to snake me. I knew the whole time that this person was going to do this to me, but I'm steady trying to give the person the benefit of the doubt. I'm steady trying to not listen to my intuition. But see, I feel like King Solomon, he wasn't having that. He like, look, I'm finna off with his head. And that's exactly what he did. He cut him off. He ordered him to be unalived. His own brother. Now, we might not be trying to, of course, unalive somebody, but we might have to cut people off that God has been telling us, like, cut this person off. Block them. You know they smiling in your face, knowing that they a snake. You know it. So also what I'm learning is these people back in the day, they didn't play no games, okay? What they said, they said. They gave you one warning. If you dishonored that one warning, it was over with. They didn't play no games. So some of y'all may have been through things, or y'all may have are gonna go through things where it's like, look, I learned so much, or maybe I learned from my parents, or I learned from my mentors, or I seen what they did to such and such because they didn't listen, and I'm not gonna mess up. I'm gonna listen. And I heard King David was kind of ruthless. Solomon's father was ruthless. So some of y'all may have to be ruthless, and some of y'all may be breeding children that are going to be more ruthless than you, where they're not going to hesitate to cut somebody off, where they're not going to hesitate to leave people alone that need to be left in the past, or dead situations that need to be deaded, or this is what you are teaching your children right now. So I know this message is kind of lengthy and long, but that's something that I just learned. It was really dope learning this. It was really dope learning this. So I hope that y'all got some type of value out of this. And hey, don't be afraid to listen to your intuition, even if sometimes listening to your intuition can be scary. I'm right there along with y'all. And everything I say to y'all, I'm saying it to myself. And I might be even going through it myself. And I'm praying to God that I make the right decisions. I'm praying to God that I make the right choices. I'm praying to God that I keep the right people around me. I'm praying to God. So I pray that the wolves in sheep's clothing are revealed to y'all. And I pray the wolves in sheep clothing be revealed to me as well. And to keep on revealing. That is my message that I have for y'all. And I'll be busy back, baby. Peace.